Well, we've gone through the quarterfinal term. We've also gone through the semifinal terms, both of which under an hour. And now it's time. Final episode. Well, not final episode. Well, just the final part of the King of the Ring tournament. We have went from 12 down to 3. Let's recap Raw's 4 randomly selected superstars as of a couple of weeks back in the past few episodes of Universe Mode. Raw, from left to right, Randy Orton, Sami Zayn, Silas Young, and The Miz. Over on ECW, Chris Jericho, Raven, Finn Balor, and Baron Corbin. And of course, over on SmackDown, if this could hurry up. Okay, there we go. From left to right as well, Kazuchika Okada, Samoa Joe, Cesaro, and Eddie Guerrero. So, and out of all those 12 men, 3 remain. ECW's Chris Jericho, and SmackDown's 2, Cesaro and Samoa Joe. Joe and Cesaro do have heat, and so we shall see what happens. It's a triple threat. It's the final of the King Ring tournament, and it is right now. Cesaro, let's give a quick recap of what he has done here so far in the King Ring tournament. Dating back to the quarterfinals, he defeated ECW's Raven. In the semifinals, he later went on to defeat Raw's lone standing last competitor, Sami Zayn. And Samoa Joe, quarterfinals, he defeated Raw's Randy Orton, and he absolutely demolished ECW's Baron Corbin not too long ago in the semifinals. And then also Chris Jericho, only one standing for ECW in this matchup, and he respectively defeated in the quarterfinals. He defeated The Miz by countout, might I add. And in the semifinals, he defeated SmackDown's Kazuchika Okada. So there we go. Final 3 then. 2 representing for SmackDown. So SmackDown, they have a great chance of main evented SummerSlam. We could have Jericho for the ECW Championship in the main event SummerSlam, taking on either Baron Corbin. Not Baron Corbin, Minoru Suzuki or Braun Strowman, or both. And Cesaro's strength lifting up both Samoa Joe and Chris Jericho with that suplex side headlock takedown. Of course, that is, if Jericho is to win this, then of course we gotta have Cesaro or Samoa Joe versus both Ziggler and Aleister Black, or just Dolph Ziggler if Ziggler is to win the championship once he has his rematch clause, or World Heavyweight Champion currently Aleister Black. We shall see, as Jericho nails a dropkick to the back of Cesaro, and Joe trying to gain an upper hand here, missed the super kick, along with Jericho missing his dropkick at the same time, but super kick delivered to Cesaro off the ropes, because Jericho gets slapped in the back of the head for his troubles, and super kick to the back of the head later on after Cesaro gets chopped by Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe, he's been completely dominant in this tournament. He had a fantastic showing against Randy Orton, almost race squashed Orton in the matchup, and actually almost race squashed Baron Corbin, though. Not almost race, he actually did squash Corbin in the semifinals a couple minutes ago. And Cesaro's strength again, suplex into a side takedown once again to both Jericho and Samoa Joe. Cesaro and Joe have heat. Would I put that aside to try and eliminate the lone standing competitor if he's still Chris Jericho? Which apparently at the moment they're not, because they're letting the heat get the better of them. And now Jericho has, about to perhaps put Cesaro for a power driver or power bomb super kick by Joe to Cesaro. And Jericho trying to fight back, nails cross body. Cesaro breaks it up. Triple threat, of course, you always need eyes behind in the back of your head to know what's going to happen, as Jericho lifts up both Cesaro and Samoa Joe with a backbreaker. Amazing strength by Jericho, amazing strength by Cesaro, amazing strength shown by Samoa Joe as well, as I believe earlier on in the matchup he did a baby suplex to both Cesaro and Jericho earlier on in the matchup. So yes, both these men lifting up the other fellow 2 competitors. For ECW's Chris Jericho, at this point he's lifted up both Joe and Cesaro, which are SmackDown, and there we go. ECW and SmackDown working together, Joe and Jericho teaming up against Cesaro, and now Samoa Joe is going to pick up victory here. 1, 2, only a 2 count. The super kick sended ECW's Chris Jericho flying onto the steel steps, across his back, meets the steel steps, and then Joe trying to take advantage of Jericho's maneuver by pinning Cesaro, wasn't able to. And now both of these men tussling out, triple threat action here, no disqualification. Of course, since triple threat rules, no disqualification. This goes into ECW's Chris Jericho's favor because, of course, ECW. Cesaro just going to kick Jericho simply on the chest. We're here tonight. We're going to see who wins the King of the Ring tournament, who becomes King of the Ring, and who main events SummerSlam. Jericho in that King of the Ring crown. Definitely can be very egotistical about it. King Joe, King Jericho, or King Cesaro. Definitely sounds weird. Double team suplex by both Jericho and Cesaro to Samoa Joe. And now Cesaro, with the leg strength applied onto Lionheart, Chris Jericho then simply pin Joe after that. Now Cesaro going after Joe, and he gets knocked down for his troubles by Cesaro. Cesaro knocking down both Samoa Joe as well. Shortly after, Cesaro has Joe full Nelson submission hold. Jericho's dazed, doesn't know what's going on behind him. Multiple arm aiming submission maneuvers by Cesaro. Joe does escape. Joe now inside the ring. Jericho turns to the crowd, turns around, chops down Cesaro. Back suplex hits Samoa Joe, but Joe's gonna be there to break it up. And there goes Jericho flying off the shot with the microphone. Samoa Joe, break it up. And Joe, what, you idiot. Samoa Joe's an idiot. Cesaro wins the King of the Ring tournament. Cesaro taking advantage. Chris Jericho gets sent flying off the microphone shot by Samoa Joe. Cesaro pins Jericho. And Joe simply doesn't do anything about it. Going back inside the ring, or at least was, and then was planning on perhaps getting a weapon or catching a breather shortly after. Didn't notice that Cesaro was there, and then Cesaro just pinned Jericho. Well, that was a quick final matchup. Well, there we go. No redos, no retakes. Screw that. There you go. King of the Ring winner and finalist is Cesaro. King Cesaro, he is now known as, probably. Well, this is King of the Ring tournament, so he's going to be called King, I guess. He has won the King of the Ring tournament, and he, therefore, has the right to face off against the World Heavyweight Champion of SmackDown in the main event of SummerSlam, which is going to be SmackDown's matchup, and SmackDown will main event SummerSlam. But now, here's the question. Will it be still Aleister Black, or will it be number one contender, Dolph Ziggler, as Ziggler going to soon use his rematch clause, or will it be a triple threat against both men, Cesaro, Ziggler, and Black? We shall see in the next couple episodes of SmackDown to see before the SummerSlam pay-per-view. But remember, this is week 16. Once we do Raw week 17, that's when week 17 starts. So the next episode of Universe Mode, and then week 18, week 19, week 20, and week 20 will be the SummerSlam pay-per-view. We got enough weeks to build up. There's a whole lot of episodes to build up necessary for Raw since week 12, so they have a whole lot to build up. So yeah, let's say thank you all for watching. Catch you on the next one. Goodbye.